I didn't know what day it was when you walked into the room. I said hello unnoticed. You said goodbye too soon.
Hi guys, welcome back to Dr. Ann All In. Thank you so much for following, or if you're just starting, welcome, and I hope you continue on the journey with me. And today's subject, however, is not going to be about me. So I know most of us, myself included, as human beings, like to talk about our favorite subject matter, which is something that has to do with us. But once in a while, you learn to step away from what's going on with yourself to perhaps recognize or appreciate someone else, because that's incredibly important, isn't it? But first things first, I wanted to show our new t-shirt in honor of my husband, Dr. Robert Tomas, and the work that he's doing here at our surgical center here, which is a new hashtag, which is no meshing around. And so these are new t-shirts that were just debuted here that I've been working on, that we just debuted with our staff, that are for our staff and for us, and options for surgical patients here. And something that we had been working on, and I'd like to just explain what was leading up to getting to that point. So during COVID, basically the past 6 months, a lot has happened for all of us, and it was a great time for me in some ways to start to get involved more so with reaching out virtually with social media with my incredible daughter Sophie. And but during that time, several months ago, I started to feel also more compelled that I wanted to also somehow incorporate things of recognition for my husband. And I didn't know exactly how I was going to do it, but I knew that it was something that once I was starting to gradually observe not only what I was doing and how I was improving upon myself in my practice and in life, of trying to take the time to, instead of being frustrated with so many other things that were happening during all this time, and notice how someone else was improving and striving in themselves. And so during that time, I started to come up with some ideas as far as kind of revamping or reviving the You First Health and Rejuvenation logo, kind of making things a little more streamlined and clean and refined. And so I needed a little bit of push to kind of corroborating and getting that together. And we all need a beautiful light that comes into our lives that can help to propel us. And I would like to thank Ashley for that, because the timing was just right for her to return into my life alongside of our incredible staff here, because that helped to give me the strength to push forward with some of the things I was trying to do. So I came up with a new design for my husband's business card, which is really sleek and refined and super cool and sexy, and representative of him and the incredible practice that he has here. And then the t-shirts, the new hashtag, which I have to give credit to Erin in our surgical facility for coming up with no meshing around, which we thought was incredibly clever. And we're going to continue to move with that with respect to representing what happens here. And as far as all the marketing things that I'm embarked upon, I'd also like to give a quick shout out to an incredible local business, which is Allegra Marketing and Printing here in Fort Myers, who are Fernando, Sheila, and Terry, are just incredible, spot on, high class professionals. So that being said, started this, so that kind of gave me the opportunity when we had that new slogan and whatnot to come up with helping to kind of get a word out to support my husband, Dr. Robert Tomas. And so that's what I would like to talk about in just the next several minutes with you, because it's important to share, and I'm very comfortable doing so because I know what I know, and I know what I've experienced side by side with him and observing what he's done here the past decade. So basically, as far as hernia repair, which is an incredibly popular surgery, either you've had it, you know someone who has, or you will. And it can encompass umbilical hernias, ventral hernias, incisional hernias, or from previous surgeries, inguinal hernias, and even recurrent ones that need to have a revision. And they're incredibly common, and most repairs are basically cookie cutter or robotically taught during training to incorporate with mesh or a synthetic body with the repair in roughly around 90% of the cases. So really in most cases you don't have a choice with respect to what type of repair you're going to be able to have to help to heal you and repair what's happened to you. And what happens is that is used, and basically it's typically is most commonly a type of polypropylene mesh or other incorporations of animal synthetic products that are incorporated into this foreign body that is utilized with the repair to help to make it seem stronger in theory or last longer. And but it is what it is, and many people nowadays, similar in my practice with what I do in my niche here, people are actually looking to have more choices, and they want to have things that are done optimally for their health and for their wellness, with respect to exposure to certain toxins or certain choices that they might be taken away from them. And so the fact that Dr. Robert was able to learn an incredible repair to use your body's own tissues to do a very sustainable repair that's easily comparable to the other, and for an incredibly affordable way is nothing short of amazing, to be honest with you. And how did that happen? So approximately a decade ago, both through blessing and the intuitiveness of my husband, he came across the path of Dr. Mohan Desarda from India. And the rest from there is really history. So they hit it off incredibly well, both professionally and personally, and worked side by side for a unique opportunity at a type of preceptorship or old school apprenticeship. And from there, over these past years, my husband has continued to practice, to learn, to evolve, to modify, to improve upon these techniques, and to adapt them into his own practice here in Fort Myers. And that's exactly what's happened. So basically, over these years, thousands of patients who have taken the initiative to not be complacent about their healthcare options have sought us out here and have done searches and found that my husband offers this no mesh repair, and therefore their lives have been able to be changed in a better way. And the stories that we have are nothing short of incredible. And no, it's not always going to be the best or most feasible opportunity for everyone to take for a hernia repair, whether it's due to accessibility or any different reasons that might not work at that season in their life. But for many patients, and again thousands, it's proven to be the incredibly right option that they were so thankful that they sought out and found Dr. Robert and the no mesh hernia repair as their choice. So, so that being said, the parameters that he's been able to continue follow, and we have been able to follow with our staff, which are comparable to any other surgical repair that have to do with the efficient return and whole return to work and daily life activities, the amount of pain perioperatively and postoperatively, a quick return or reasonable return to optimal intimacy and sexual function, and also, of course, the risk or observation of recurrence, which has been less than 1% in his patients. So just incredible things to be following here during his path. And so I hope that if it's something that might be something that proves to be beneficial for you or someone that you know, or maybe colleagues who might be watching this or share with each other to learn more about this, then I encourage you to do so, because I believe that this is something that's not only what we're doing here in the community. Again, we have patients coming from nationwide and even internationally. But I think my husband doesn't even realize that there's direct effects that you anticipate, and then there's other collateral effects with all the choices that we make. And some we expect and some we don't expect. But I can tell you, and I can tell Dr. Robert, my husband, that this is just the beginning. And I think that the outreach for this procedure is limitless. And I hope that other people that are patients or that are colleagues will start to at least gather information before making any decisions. learn more, get exposure, see what he is so passionate about, and see how it might fit in some plan for you or for other part of some mission that could be accessible. And all of that being said, I think that I want to just say to you, Robert, that I appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate that I took the time to take my eyes off of myself just for a moment to give you some recognition. Because this has been incredible to be a part of with you and our staff here, to see where you came from, what you've done, what you're driven to continue to do. It's truly incredible. And I hope that more people will continue to participate and to spread this word, and that the sky is the limit for you. And I wish you blessings and everything that comes with it on your continued journey. And everyone out there, please spread the word that he is not meshing around, and this is an incredible thing to get exposure to. And for the rest of you, as far as my patients and followers, thank you again as always, and please continue to stay tuned with me, Dr. Ann, all in, and on our journey and our mission to intentionally continue to participate actively in our choices for ourselves as we continue to live, age, and feel better. Bye-bye.
I've ever found. You're in my heart, you're in my soul. You be my breath should I grow old.